So today we're going to talk more about the unit circle, so some more special cases of using special arc triangles to find trigonometric functions. So yesterday we did the ones where we're just between 0 and 2 pi, nice even numbers, but what if you can't draw a triangle? So here we're trying to find the sine, cosine, tangent of 180. We're over here at this axis and you can't draw a triangle for it, but we could find the coordinates. So here we're at 1, 0. Here we're at 0, 1. Over here we're going to be at negative 1, 0, and 0, negative 1. So if we go back to what we did yesterday, sine is always equal to y. And cosine is always equal to x. So if we want the sine of 180, we can just look for the y component of your point. So sine is going to be 0. And then to find cosine, look at the x component of your point to get negative 1. And then tangent again is y over x. So if y is 0 and x is negative 1, we get 0. And then if we're going to take cosecant, you take the reciprocal of sine. So we'd get 1 over 0, which is undefined. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so you'd get 1 over negative 1, which is still negative 1. And cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, so this would be 1 over 0 again, or undefined. So if you're at one of the axes, you just need to figure out what is that coordinate and then plug it in. So a couple more quick examples with this. Here, if we're at sine of 90, we're going to be right here. So this is your 90, and then we're looking at our y component, so you're going to be 1. Cosine of 270 is going to be down here, and you have 0, negative 1, so cosine is going to be 0. So go through the rest of these yourself and then check your answers, and I'll write them in. So those are the answers you should be getting. If it doesn't make sense, let me know, and we can go over them. So then the other option is angles that are larger than 360 or larger than 1 time around the circle. So if you have sine of 495, you need to figure out, well, what would that be on the unit circle? And how many times did you go around? So you can subtract 360 and you'll get 135. So this will be the same as sine of 135 since they're coterminal angles. So 135 is in your second quadrant at a 45-degree angle. So then you'd end up with root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2 of your sides. Again, make sure you have positive and negative depending on what quadrant you're in. So then if we're looking for sine, we're looking for the y component. So your answer is root 2 over 2. If we're doing cosine of 390, subtract 360 from that, and you are left with 30. So we're finding the cosine of 30. So draw your triangle. And we have 30 here, which makes this 60. This is a half, root 3 over 2. Both of them are positive because we're in the first quadrant. Cosine, we are looking for the x component. So your answer is going to be root 3 over 2. And then if we're doing secant of 450, subtract 360 and you get 90, so we're right here. And we have our xy coordinate. So secant is 1 over cosine, which is going to be 1 over x, or 1 over 0. So this is undefined. And you can do the same idea with the unit circle in radians instead of degrees. So here this is more than 2 pi, because if you take 3 times 2, you get 6. This is a pi over 3 past. So this is like 6 pi over 3 plus 1 pi over 3. So we're the same as pi over 3. So you get something like this. Pi over 3 again is a 60-degree angle. So this is the triangle you're going to get. Both are going to be positive because you are in the first quadrant. And then if you're taking tangent, you want y over x. So y root 3 over 2 over x to the half, cancel, and your answer is going to be root 3. Cosine of 11 pi over 4, you want to figure out how far is that past 2 pi. So 2 pi would be 8 pi over 4. So then you are going to be at 3 pi over 4, which is over in the second quadrant at a 45-degree angle. So your two sides are root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2. Check your signs, and the x-coordinate needs to be negative. So then here, your cosine is going to be negative root 2 over 2 for your final answer. And then the last one is cosecant of 8 pi. So you can count your pi's here. We have 0, 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, 7 pi, and 8 pi. We're going to end up back here. So you did 2 pi, 4, we did 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi to end up back at the same spot. So I'll erase those circles just so you can still see stuff. But we end up right here. Cosecant is 1 over sine. So 1 over y again, 1 over 0, and undefined. Your homework for this is 4.3.3. The optional homework is going to be in the same folder if you want to do that.